If I could change one thing, I think that I would encourage municipalities and cities to be a bit more pro-development, being a self-developer of our own restaurant chain. We see so many cities want to change everything about our business when we come there.
Well, I think that if I was to change anything in the development process, it would be the regulatory bodies that we have to deal with. They're not simple in some cases, and it tends to be much of a challenge to get things. Retail is fast moving, and unfortunately, the systems we have to go through are not. And if I could somehow simplify them, that's what I would do.
And I think that if we could convince cities that we're a positive part of their economy by growing our business in their town, if there's anything that we could do to help encourage them to be more proactive in helping us, that would be a big help for us and the rest of the industry.
When you work in the design field, you find quickly that everyone has an opinion. Whether they're entitled to that opinion or not, everyone has an opinion. And I find that sometimes there are too many opinions.
If I could wave a magic wand, it would probably be over the permitting process, which just drives us crazy sometimes.
I'll use an example that I use oftentimes. The Edsel automobile was actually an experiment that Ford did. The general public designed the Edsel. It was one of the biggest flops in automotive history. People think they know what they want, and when you give them the opportunity to express that, they do, but then they'll look at the finished result and say, well, that's not what I meant.
I think as far as the development process, the difficulty in forecasting sales outcomes, the performance of our bakery cafes is probably our biggest challenge. We invest about $1 million each time we make a decision to go forward with a bakery cafe, and we do that about 100 to 150 times a year.
So if I could change anything about what I do creatively and the process that I work with is fewer participants and trust in those that are specialists at what they do, and just move on from there.
It's not really so much with the process as it is with the landlords. I believe the landlords and tenant coordinators, as we deal with them, I think they've got they've got too much leverage to make changes and impose their design will on us in certain malls.
And I think it remains the most vexing element of our overall process is forecasting outcomes with the new bakery cafes. And unfortunately, we open a new bakery cafe about every 2 days, so we get the opportunity to experience both being right and being wrong on a very regular basis. And I would look at it and say, if we could find ways to better forecast and better predict the sales outcome, that would be a huge benefit for us.
You're going to a few malls around the country and you're forced to change your design, change materials to make a tenant coordinator happy. So that'd be about the only thing I think I'd really like to address, is the fact that tenant coordinators and landlords have a little bit too much luxury with a retailer's actual design and concept of their store.